everybody, welcome back to Culinary Undertaking. Thanks for coming by. Appreciate you coming in and watching my videos. And today I'm going to show you how to make a peach cobbler. Not just any peach cobbler. This peach cobbler will be the easiest peach cobbler you've ever made. Now there's tons and tons of recipes out there and lots of different ways to make peach cobbler, but this one is super simple, so easy you don't even have to shave for it. You just show up, put a few things together, put it in the oven, and boom, you've got some great peach cobbler. So let me bring you in, I'll show you how to make it. It's real easy. I'll see you right here. Okay, now to do this peach cobbler, we basically just have two parts. We have a batter and we have our peaches. So we're going to start with the batter. I'll show you how to do that first, and it's real easy. First, we're going to need 1 stick of softened butter. You can already tell I poked it to make sure it was soft. Then I've got 1 1/4 cups of sugar, just regular old white sugar. And then we're going to take a spoon or a spatula, whatever you got, and we're just going to mix this together, sort of make a little sugar butter paste here with it. And if your butter's not room temperature, this is going to be really difficult for you and you're not going to like it. So if you forget to put it out, you can always microwave it for a few seconds and soften it up. So just keep going until this turns into like a little paste here. Okay, then after a couple of minutes, this is what your butter and sugar mixture is going to look like. And then to that, we're going to add 1 1/3 cups of self-rising flour. Ooh, scary. It's not scary. You can pick this stuff up at any grocery store's got it. So just pick up some self-rising flour. We're going to add that in there. And then I've got 1/3 cup of oats. And everybody's got that. I just got out of the big tall cylinder of oats that you get at the store. There's nothing fancy there. And then we're also going to add a 1/2 teaspoon of salt. Now, I'm also going to add some fresh nutmeg. If you have ground nutmeg in a jar, you know, one of these kind of jars, don't use that. Go get a piece of fresh nutmeg. It's easy to find. And we're just going to grate some of that over here. And it doesn't take a lot. This stuff's fairly strong, so we don't need to go crazy with it. If I had to guess, I would say we're probably putting maybe a 1/4 teaspoon in here, maybe. Like that. And then also, I'm going to add Chinese 5 spice. Hey, we already bought it to make the banana bread, so we might as well use it somewhere. Now this is a 1/2 teaspoon, but I'm not going to fill it. So probably about a 1/4 teaspoon or so of that in there. Alright, so now we're just going to work that together. And it's going to take a couple of minutes, especially when your air conditioner is blowing right in your bowl, shooting your flour everywhere. But you just want to mix this together until it's going to come together and it's going to look kind of like a crumbly granola kind of here when we're done. And it'll take you a few minutes, so just keep working that. And then we've got 1 more ingredient to add in here, and that'll finish up our batter. Okay, so after a few minutes of mixing that, that's gonna look like that. And now we just have 1 more ingredient, our only wet ingredient, and that's gonna be 2/3 cup of milk. And now we're just gonna mix this together until it makes like a real thick batter here. But it won't be crumbly anymore. But it's gonna be a lot thicker than like a pancake batter. It's gonna be fairly thick. And make sure you get all the dry stuff there in the bottom, so you shouldn't have any dry loose stuff in here anymore. Okay, so after a minute or two of mixing, that's what our batter is going to look like. You can tell it's nice and thick, but everything's incorporated in there. So now we're just going to set this aside. And now we're going to move on to our peaches. And that's going to be real simple. And talk about easy. I told you it's going to be easy, so hold on. I'll bring the peaches over and show you what we're going to do. All right, so now we've got our peaches, and I'll probably end up using about 6 of them. And these are just grocery store peaches, you know, just regular size. They're not mini, they're not jumbos, they're just regular peaches. And this is so easy, we're not going to peel them, we're not going to do anything. That's right, we're going to leave the fur on there and you're not even going to know. So basically what we're going to do is we're going to cut these up. And then I've got a 2-quart baking dish that I've already buttered there. And so as we slice our peaches, we're just going to transfer them straight into our baking dish. And then we're almost done. Now, these are not freestone peaches, which means when I cut them and twist them, that's just going to make a mess. They're not going to come apart nicely. And I hate that purple part that's by the pit that's always crunchy, so ugh, I don't like dealing with that at all. So we're just going to cut our peaches like that. Not that, I don't like that stuff. So I'm just going to cut around the pit. Cut out any of that stuff. And basically I'm just going to cut this into slices similar to that. Put them right in our pan. Now if you don't mind this purple stuff, and those little hard bits of the shell or the seed that gets in there, if you want to leave them in, go ahead, but I don't like crusty, crunchy cobbler. Now I'm cutting these into slices like this. If you wanted to cut these again and make little cubes out of them, whatever you want to do, however you like to have it. Just whatever you do, whatever size or whatever kind of slices you decide to keep, just try to make everything the same size. That way they all cook even. So if you decided, oh, I'm going to put some big slices in here, but oh, I'm going to cut this into little chunks. Well, obviously the little chunks are just going to turn to mush because they're going to cook a lot faster than the slice. So whatever you do, just try to keep everything the same size. And there's one peach down. Get that out of there. All right, so I've got a few more peaches to slice. Let me slice those up and I'll bring you right back. All right, so we're back, and here we are 6 peaches later, and they fit nicely into my little container, all sliced up, ready to go. Now, the only other thing we're going to add to the peaches is we're going to zest 1 lemon, and then we're going to squeeze the juice of this lemon in here, and that's it for the inside. No other complicated fillings, no batters, well, we made our batter for the top, but no sugar, no more sugar in there, no simple syrup, no flour, cornstarch, none of that stuff. So we're just going to zest our lemon over the top. And by the way, when you're doing this recipe, if that skin on the peaches really bothers you, yes, you could cut it off, but I don't think you really need to. Once this cooks, it's not going to be noticeable in there, so I just leave it on. But if it's something you really don't like, feel free to peel them and take that fur off of the outside. Alright, so don't forget all that good stuff. That's it. Filling's done. Okay, so now we got our filling done with our peaches and our lemons in there. Now just scoop over the batter that we made earlier. Basically, you just want to kind of glob it on here and there, and then we'll smooth it out with a knife here at the end. Well, that nutmeg and that Chinese five spice, boy, those are fragrant. It smells really good. Go. Now this isn't going to be super pretty. It doesn't have to be perfect because once it bakes it's going to look great no matter how you do it. So just kind of spread this out as best you can. Try to make sure the whole top is covered, and you may have some peaches sticking out here and there or whatever. Trust me, it's going to be fine. Like that. All right, now we're going to put this into a 375-degree oven for about 45 minutes to an hour. Now that's all going to depend on, you know, maybe you used a different shaped dish than I did. Maybe your peaches were a little more or less ripe than mine. Maybe your oven's a little bit different than mine. So I'll put it in for 45 minutes, check it, and then basically we're just waiting for this to get, the top's going to be golden brown. It'll be bubbly around the edges. That's what we're looking for. So let me get this in. I'll bring it back when I take it out. Okay, it's been an hour. Are you ready for this? Here, let's sneak a peek in that way. Oh. Look at that. Bubbling, golden brown. Oh. Oh, look at that. Oh, if you could smell it, you'd jump through the screen and get it. I don't know how I'm going to wait for it to cool off. But I'm going to take it out. I'm going to let it rest so I don't kill myself. And I'll show you after it cools down, we'll take a bite and make sure it's good. We'll see you in a few. All right, we're back. That was a long wait for this to cool down, because if you could smell it, it's hard to wait. But anyway, so here it is. Oh, I don't know if you can see through the glass or not, but it looked good down in there. And I was going to do this after dinner, hence all the food in the background. I made dinner, but I can't wait till after dinner, so I'm trying it now. And even though we didn't put any type of a filling down in there, see if you can get a shot of that. You see down in it? There's plenty of juice. It's definitely not dry. Don't need that anymore. Ah, so there it is. The top is nice and crunchy. You can smell the Chinese five spice and the nutmeg coming out of there. Oh. All right, that is totally worth it. Now, clearly you can put some ice cream with this. You could top it with some whipped cream. And please tell me it's whipped cream you made yourself, not that poisonous stuff in the can that tastes like grease. Ugh, don't use that stuff. I'm going to put a little bit of plain yogurt here. It doesn't need it, but I had some, so I'm going to try it here just to give a little something. Like I said at the beginning, there's lots of different peach cobblers out there. This is the easiest one I found. You don't even have to peel the peaches, just use them whole. We didn't make a filling other than squeezing a lemon in there, and then a few ingredients mixed together made our topping. This cooked in my oven in this container. It took me an hour. And man, make this. You will not regret it. It is really good. So thanks for watching. We'll see you on the next one.